In 2005, there were over 96,000 Muslim men and women that became citizens in the United States. The Islamic faith is the second largest religion in the nation, Christianity being the first. And in this speech, I will teach you about the role of Muslim women and how, as Christians, we are not respecting them and their beliefs. I will do so by stating 3 important points, which my first point is that I will teach you what the veil is and what it means to them and why they wear it. My second point will be that I will teach you what the role of women is in the family and how it is similar to Christianity. And thirdly, I will teach you about the Muslim women in the workplace and how it is different for them. Going to my first point, what the veil is and what it means to them and why they wear it. There are 3 different types of veils. As you can see, the first one is the burqa, and I'm sure there's a lot more veils that I'm not mentioning, but these are just the 3 that I found. The burqa is one that only leaves the eyes visible and everything else is covered. The second one is the jilbab. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing these, but that one covers up to the neck, and it's a head covering as well, and it covers the arms and legs, but it leaves the face visible. And then thirdly is the niqab, and that is the one that covers absolutely everything, and that they only have like a sheet to look through. It covers their eyes so nothing is visible. And the next one is just a more modern view of these head coverings in my next slide. And in Peterson, he published an article that called "The Crossroads Between Muslim and Christianity." And in this article, he said that the Muslim women wear the veil because they feel liberated from materialistic societies, and that there's a lot of pressure on women and their appearances. And so by wearing the veil, this is a way for them to stay away from the materialistic society and to humble themselves, and they do it out of more respect. Whereas personally, I know I have judged a Muslim woman because of that, because I feel like she's hiding her beauty, and why wouldn't she want the rest of the world to see her? And I feel like it is not our place as Christians to judge them at all, because as God expects us to respect others and love your neighbor as thyself and treat them how you would want to be treated. So judging them by what they wear is something that it's not our place to do. Also in Peterson, he made a statement saying that people who wear the veil are of a special class, and that like, for example, prostitutes are forbidden to wear the veil because it's disrespectful for them to wear the veil. So you have to be of a special class, which shows how much they treasure the veil and how much it means to them. Also, which brings me to my next point of women in the family. And in Michael's article of the Christian and Muslim family in 2010, he stated that women are only to bear children and be a wife and a mother. That's their only job in the family. And because of this, if we go back to our roots for Christianity and Muslim and even Judaism, we all go back to the Old Testament, which states that women are supposed to be submissive to their husbands, and the man is the head of the household. Whereas, and today in our modern life, this is something that women don't really hold on to. But in the Muslim faith, this is something they cherish, and this is something they still practice. Not every Muslim woman in their family practice this tradition, but a lot of them still do. Also, another point was that another point he made in his article was the fact that women contribute to their family economically and physically by bringing the essentials to their family like food and water and clothing and things such as that, but their main job is to be in the home. And whereas men are the only ones to go outside of the house to work. Which brings me to my third point, the women in the workplace. In Spielman's article, he stated that men and women do not mix in the workplace, that there are different jobs for men and there are different jobs for women, and that this goes back to those old traditions and those old ways, but that in modern life today there are a lot of Muslim women that go and make a life for themselves and they choose to have a career and so forth. So it's not every Muslim woman that still goes and holds those traditions, but it goes back to those roots. And as Christians, we have a different perspective. Even though we came from the same roots as them, we've been more modern when we chose to have careers and go and choose a different life. And some of the Muslim women do, not all of them, some hold on to that tradition. So as Christians, we should respect their ways of life and we should not judge them or think they don't have a voice for not choosing to have their own careers. In conclusion, I taught you about I taught you about women in the Islamic faith and how as Christians we are misunderstanding their way of life and we're not respecting them or their beliefs. And I did that by pointing out the veil and what it means to them. And second, by the role of the woman in the family and how it's similar to Christianity. And thirdly, by pointing out women in the workplace. Thanks.